Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video with the Dokkanfest future androids dropping tonight for some of you on PST time, and also for me specifically tomorrow morning. We're going to be doing a should you summon. As always with my should you summons, this isn't to deter you from spending your stones, this isn't to tell you where to put your stones or who to summon for, but this is to help you make an informative decision if of course you can't decide. As always, can I have three things from you? Number one, drop a like on the video if you have been enjoying the content, and also if you do find this video useful. Number two, if you are indeed new and you do like what you see, then consider hitting the big red subscribe button. It'd be very much appreciated. And finally, but last but not least, let me know down in the comments, will you be summoning on the Dokkanfest Future Androids banner? Now, one thing I'm going to say immediately, no, there's two things I'm going to say immediately is, even if you have him, especially if you don't, immediately, Super Vegeta will not be on the banner. He's literally the prior Dokkanfest that will be leaving for the future androids to be coming on the global side. So he will not be on the banner. In terms of who he's replaced for, not sure. We could see maybe AGL Kid Gohan, maybe Goten and Trunks. I'm not sure who else they would put in. Could go for another unit completely different to what I've suggested. But immediately, in my opinion, no bias, Vegeta is also, Super Vegeta is considered one of the best TWAs in the game, along with the future androids. It depends on who you are and what you prefer, of who's actually better, but he is up there as one of the best TWAs. But he won't be on the banner, so that immediately decreases the value. Broly also just come back on global on the Super Vegeta banner itself. He could be swapped for someone else. But because it is already a returning Dokkanfest, he's already come back once, even though it is on the most recent banner, he could still be here. Vegeta has no possibility unless Dokkan's going to change the way they do things all of a sudden. But Broly could still be on the banner, which is actually not necessarily a bad thing, because he hasn't been back, ever until recently on the Super Vegeta banner. You still might not have pulled him, you still might not have used your coins to pick him up. There's some good value there, because he is a very good unit. Even if you need dupes on him makes him just honestly ridiculous. 13's not a bad unit if you still need him. Very useful for androids category and target Goku. Also, if you still need dupes in him, gets a lot better with dupes. Future Gohan can be handy for like Future Saga kind of based events. I still don't have him, and I haven't really needed him for anything. But he's not a bad unit. And also, this Fizz Future Gohan will be picking up an Easy A. So if you're a bit of a newer player and you don't have him, getting him would actually be very useful and great value to you, because his Easy A is fantastic. But if you're not going to summon on this banner, then you maybe want to pick him up with red coins and potentially Broly if he does stay. And then maybe whoever else you need, considering Super Vegeta won't be on here. Now, I am going to say this immediately before we even continue. We are on the roadmap in the build-up to the 7-year anniversary. And because everything's across social media, YouTube videos, and I'm one of them, I watched the live reveal. The two LRs, the God Goku and the God Goku and Vegeta, and the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta that fuses into Gogeta, they are two of the best units in the game and two of the best units we've ever seen. They're also the first 200% leads. They have some of the hypest animations we've seen, and they are the most busted units in the game currently on JP, and probably will be some of the most best and busted units for a while. Not to mention the banners on those, the banners that are currently out for the 7-year anniversary are packed. The Year 6 LRs have returned, the Year 5 LRs have returned. Wait, the Year 5 LRs returned, which is Gogeta and Vegito. The Year 4 LRs have returned. 350 mil from the year just gone, the 2021s, the Goku and the Frieza are also on those banners. And the year before that, so the Goku and Vegeta and the Bootanks are also on those banners. They are stacked. So just remember that. So if you're not going to be summoning for the androids, in terms of the roadmap, we do have a Dokkanfest transform in Trunks. He's pretty decent, very much skippable considering what's coming. An LR Future Gohan and Trunks, again, very much skippable, is also an LR banner. But if you're considering summoning on the androids, this is probably your most valuable unit you could pick up before the 7-year anniversary. So as I said numerous times over the last couple weeks, these are considered one of the best TURs in the game. Now, if you are going to be summoning, if you are a free-to-play player or someone that doesn't, you know, put too much money in the game, maybe you just pick up the sales, I strongly advise, if you're not going to be skipping them and you want them, because again, they are one of the best TURs in the game, the banner might also have value for you, do not blow your load. Do not spend like all your stones. Don't even spend almost all your stones. That is kind of one of the strongest pieces of advice I could give you. Make sure you have a decent amount of stones left in your stone piggy bank that you always kind of have there sitting there as like savings for the year 7 anniversary. Because the year 7 anniversary, not only is it hype, I've already mentioned, it has so much value. Probably more value than any current banner that can currently release before that combined. Okay? So if you need anything off this banner, again, he probably won't be here. Super Vegeta won't be here. If you need Gohans, if you need Brolys, if he stays, just pick them up with coins. If you don't need anything, then cool. If you're not going to be summoning on it, I suggest from this point on, you too also continue saving. Make sure you have your stone piggy bank ready to go. So if you're free to play and don't put a lot of money into the game, or maybe pick up just sales, maybe pick up the sales, do a few summons, but make sure you have some stones ready in the bank. And if you're free to play, I'll probably strongly advise you skip them. If you really do want them, because they're one of the best TURs in the game, do a few multis and just leave. Get out. No matter what you get, what matter you don't get, just leave with what you get. If you're a whale and you don't care and you're going to be splashing money on any banner you see fit, that's entirely up to you. Go for it, pull them, because you're probably going to pick up the sales anyway and pick up the stones for 7-year anniversary on top of the free-to-play stones that you're going to be grinding over the next 6 months. Now that we got that out of the way, if you are going to be summoning for them, you're summoning again for one of the best TURs in the game. Worldwide Chaos is not a bad category. It's pretty much majority of the major villains in the game, apart from Frieza, or in Dragon Ball Z in general, or Dragon Ball. So, you know, you have some good units on there like LR Int Cell, LR Rose, LR Bootanks, the older Fizz LR Cell, who's okay, Easy A Rose. There's also Easy A Kid Buu. This Kid Buu, eventually, when the Golden Week banners drop on Global, is a very good unit. A few more Android units in there. It's not a bad category. It's not the best, but it's not bad. They're also a Future Saga category lead, given HP and attack and defense plus 170, which is very good. I'm going to kind of breeze through their, you know, their kicks. We've already gone through it. They raise attack and defense on Super by 30%. They also seal. Their passive is honestly ridiculous. Attack plus 170, defense plus 180. They change key spheres to tech key spheres, and per tech key sphere obtained, they get 35% attack and defense. So the numbers they put out on Super are ridiculous. Their defense are ridiculous. Even if you're not picking up tech key spheres, any other typing key sphere you pick up, you get attack plus 80% and defense plus 17% instead. So even that, you're still adding to what they've already got. They get an additional attack plus 70% with 7 or more key spheres obtained, an additional defense plus 8% with 8 or more key spheres obtained, which means if you kind of minimum tick off the passive as a checklist, if you've got those 8 or more key spheres, not only have you got attack plus 170 and defense plus 180 as their flat passive, imagine you pick up 8 tech key spheres. That's 8 times 35%, which is 280% attack and defense on top of the 170 and 180 they've already got. They then get the additional attack plus 70% on top of that and defense plus 80% on top of that. They are insane. Now, usually if this was like a few months ago, I'd say summon for them. Android's categories had a major buff over the last few months. These are one of the best TURs in the game. Summon for them. If you are still, as I said, considering summoning for them, which I really do not blame you, their banners okay. They are amazing. As I said, put a few multis in there if you're free to play. Save some stones. If you're going to pick up the sales and you put a little bit of money into the game, probably just spend your stone sales and then save the rest you already have and start saving now. And again, if you're a whale, it kind of doesn't really matter. Just do what you want. But I can see the appeal for summoning for these. They also get additional key plus 1 per rainbow key sphere obtained. So they kind of supply their own key, which kind of helps because their key links aren't the best. Also, they launch an additional super attack when HP is 35% or less when attacking. That's probably the only part of their passive I don't like. It's nice they have a built-in additional that is guaranteed to be a super. But often in the harder events, you're not going to be wanting to be on like 35% HP unless you've used a Whis or, you know, a Ghost Usher. Or maybe you're going to get a Dokkan attack, so you've used one of those items anyway. Even so, you're not going to really want to be sitting on 35% or less HP. Also, they nullify Key Blast super attacks, which is going to help you conserve items in harder events. And also, to get that off, you need 35% or more HP, which is so easy to get that off. Not to mention, their active skill conditions and active skill in general are amazing. They basically have a built-in Ghost Usher. They delay a single target enemy's attack for 1 turn. The conditions are great, can be activated when facing only one enemy whose HP is 35% or more. So pretty much in Goku and Vegeta event, you get that almost immediately. No turn restriction. As long as the HP is 35% or more, you have the active ready and waiting to go like that. Which is whenever you need it, which is great. Helps you conserve items. And then when you're in SBR and ESBR, when facing 3 or more enemies, which again, you kind of have the active rating ready and waiting for you for whenever you need it. Which in SBR and ESBR, there's not many phases where you'll be facing, or stages where you'll be facing 2 enemies. Majority is 3 or more. So their active and active skill is great. Their links are okay. Organic upgrade, sorry, is one of the main key links they have. In terms of who you can link them with to get it, yeah, there's not really many good units. These 2 free-to-play androids are okay. They're not the best. They have aged a little. Other than that, you don't really have options. Other than that, Android Assault's decent. Twin Terrors is good. Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Dismal, Future Fierce Battle. Other than Organic Upgrade, their link set's alright. The categories they go on: Future Saga, Androids, Join Forces, Siblings Bond, Android/Cell Saga, Worldwide Chaos. All quite nice. As I said, Android's category has received a major buff over the last few months. And then also there's going to be the Easy A for the LR Androids. The free-to-play ones are going to be Easy A's for the 17 and Hellfighter 17. Honestly, the category is just insane. And then you have probably one of the best side banner units in the game, which is the 19 and Giro. They're an Android sub-lead, so if you do need an Android's lead, they are there for it. They also raise attack and defense on Super by 30%, and every time they Super, they recover 10% HP, which is good. Very nice and helpful for conserving items. Attack plus 200%, defense plus 190, which is already insane. Additional attack and defense plus 39%, and disables enemies' guard when performing a super attack. They're also an Android category support, which is fantastic on top of that. They have one of the best mechanics in the game for seeing enemies super attack, but you can only get that off when the HP is 39% or less. Again, not the greatest fan of that, but it is to force the enemy super attack, which again, as I said, is probably one of the best mechanics in the game. So while you don't want to be on 39% HP or less, in harder events, it's kind of worth it, but you do have to be careful. They also absorb Ki Blast super attacks directed at them, and they recover 39% of the damage absorbed as HP, which is fantastic. So imagine these two run on the same team as the Dokkanfest Future Androids. And some of the other Android units you have, like Easy A Super 17, LR Super 17, Android 13, the Easy A 16, Easy A 21. Honestly, ridiculous. All the Easy A's that are coming for the free-to-play Androids, as I said, the 217 units. Their link skills, again, just like the future Androids, are okay. Definitely not the best. Android Assault, Energy Absorption, not the best. Their key links, the key links is what kind of let these 2 units down. But they're not the worst they're not the worst link skills in general. Red Ribbon Army as well. Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Other than that, apart from Energy Absorption, Red Ribbon Army, their link set's okay. They go on Androids, Join Forces, Android/Cell Saga, Target Goku, and Power Absorption. Every category apart from Power Absorption literally has Android units on the team, so you'll be able to get that kind of you'll be able to get the support off if need be. But the 2 units that are coming on these, as I've already said, the Androids are one of the best TURs in the game. 19 and Giro's side banner unit is honestly ridiculous. There's some decent value here. If you are free to play or you don't have a lot of stones, I'd probably advise you saving. If you are enticed, because they are one of the best TURs in the game, do a few multis depending on how many stones you have left or how many stones you currently have. And whatever you get, you dip out and make sure you start saving now. Or, as I said, do a few multis and make sure you have some already saved in that stone piggy bank in the build up to year 7 anniversary. If you want to blow your load completely on the banner, that's entirely up to you. If you're going to be picking up a few of the stone sales and you put a little bit of money into the game, again, probably just use the stone sales and maybe like one of the packs you usually get to do like a multi or 2 of a ticket, and then save your stones or keep whatever you have there and start saving. And again, if you're a whale, you can't just do what you want, pretty much. But do let me know down in the comments if you are going to summon. I kind of want to. I'm not going to, because, as I said, year 7 has so much more value compared to everything that combined, like, leading up to it. So I won't be. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to summon. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.